This is a story about a service trip I took with my classmates my senior year of high school. It all began the summer after my junior year into my senior year in El Salvador. After getting off the plane, our group piled into a van to hike up the Puerta del Diablo mountain in a small town called Panchimalco. We all drove up together on the bus on a small single-lane road where the edge of the bus was practically off the cliff. We unloaded our stuff and began to trek up the mountain. Once we reached the top, we were able to see surrounding small towns as well as other mountain ridges in the distance. The views were incredible, and we all took turns taking photos of the landscape and the incredible sights. During the week, our group loaded up into the bus and went to the small town of Las Delicias. We were split into different groups that did various jobs such as building retaining walls, tearing down structures to build roofs, chopping wood, and clearing ground. Some members of the group cut grass with sickles, particularly around the soccer fields and areas where children play. Other members of the group painted a house next to the community center and got to work with the kids at the work site whose families' homes we were repairing. During our lunch breaks, we played soccer and other games with the larger children and colored pictures with the toddlers in the community center. Later, we mixed concrete to pour for the foundation of a home, and on another, we laid bricks with mortar. Many thought that the concrete was the hardest part because it involved individually retrieving water, rocks, sand, and mixing all of them together on the ground with shovels. The most physically taxing part, I thought, was carrying the buckets full of concrete across the street to Don Miguel, a local volunteer, to add to the foundation of the houses. The days later in the week, we took time to travel to a local orphanage where we got to spend most of the afternoon interacting with and playing with the children. A few of us brought soccer balls with us and began to play with them in the courtyard. Others played tag, and a few played on the playground. The children there ranged in age from infants and all the way to young teenagers. The infants were a hit with some of the girls, while the guys played soccer with the rest of the kids. As it was time to leave, we all piled into the bus. All of the children gathered around the front of the orphanage and waved goodbye to us as we peered out the window and waved back from the bus. On our second to last day in El Salvador, we were treated to a boat ride around a lake, as well as a nice meal at a hotel as a thank you for the work we did. As we got to Lake Solchitan, near Suchitoto, we piled into two small boats to take a tour. There were lots of plants in the water, so the boats had to be careful to navigate around them, but the views of the landscapes were amazing, and the breeze on my face was definitely a relief from the heat that we had experienced during the week. After the boat was finished, we went to a hotel in Suchitoto for our meal, which consisted of steak, carrots, and broccoli. It was definitely a nice break from the peanut butter and jelly sandwich lunch and rice and bean dinners that we had been having all week. Afterwards, we all crowded around for a group photo. On our last day in El Salvador, as we were riding the bus back to the airport to go home, we stopped by my teacher's favorite spot to go. It was near a volcano that had been active throughout its history and deposited lava rocks as far as you could see. As a souvenir, everyone took one rock back with them as a way to remember the time spent down there.